All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Sasso Media coming at you with another video. You know what time it is. It's time to bring on that boxing. Today, we're going to be talking about Errol Spence and Jaron Ennis, a potential matchup at 147, maybe at 154 down the line. But I think that if this Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight can't be made, this is another one of those matchups that you can't go wrong with. I think you could mix and match a lot of the guys in the welterweight division and have a crazy fight, but everyone's just so focused on the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight. I'm also focused on that fight. I want that fight to happen too, but it's just one of those fights that it just needs time to be made. And why not think about other opponents and matchups for these guys, especially when the negotiations don't seem to be advancing and moving forward as soon as we like them to. So an Errol Spence and Jaron Ennis fight, obviously Jaron Ennis is probably one of the top welterweight prospects. He's not really even a prospect anymore, to be honest. His name is out there. Everyone's talking about him, along with guys like Virgil Ortiz. He's right there. And Jaron Ennis has called out Errol Spence. He's called out a lot of the guys in the welterweight division. Errol Spence he's a tricky fighter to deal with, but Jaron Ennis, he has that ability to switch. He has good upper body movement, head movement, and he knows how to throw combinations, in bunches, punches and bunches. And Errol Spence has that kind of very technical style where he goes to the body. Derek James is a big advocate for throwing combinations and going off to the side and hitting to the body, throwing up lots of uppercuts. Errol Spence is just a tricky guy to hurt, because he keeps his guard up. He rarely puts his hands down. We've seen him lose focus of attention, against Ugas in that fight where everyone was saying, he has the eye injury. He's been it's the layoff. It's been a while. He didn't look so good in the Danny Garcia fight. But he proved everybody wrong, getting a stoppage win over Yordenis Ugas, who stopped Manny Pacquiao and basically sent him into retirement. So to say that Errol Spence is, an easy opponent for Jaron Ennis would be not accurate at all. Vice versa, Jaron Ennis is, the young and hungry lion. How does Errol Spence react to that energy? How does he, react to the mental warfare that goes into fighting one of the up-and-coming guys, one of the bigger names in the welterweight division that's not Terrence Crawford? Maybe doesn't get paid as much as he would against the Terrence Crawford, but the risk is still up there. These are fights that are difficult to be made just from a matchmaking standpoint, just because Errol's people, if he's going to fight a Jaron Ennis, there's a lot of risk and a little reward to be collected. For Jaron Ennis, he has everything to gain and not much to lose, because he loses to Errol Spence, they're going to say, oh, he was too young. He beats Errol Spence. He's the man. So yeah, I feel like that's a big fight for Jaron Ennis, but a fight that Errol Spence can avoid. I'm not saying that Errol Spence is ducking anybody. I know Errol Spence isn't afraid of anybody. He doesn't even take tune-up fights even after long layoffs. I'm just saying, Al Heyman, anybody else who has a say in who he fights, it could be avoided. It doesn't have to be him, especially if he's not going to get paid the money that he would deserve to, if you were to beat a guy like Jaron Ennis, a big and popular welterweight prospect in the sport of boxing. It's still a fight that I would want to see, but it's just one of those things I don't envision happening just because of the business aspect of the side. I think it's more realistic at 154, and I think Errol Spence is, once he moves up to 154, and I know he hasn't been having that much trouble with the 147 weight cut, but once he gets to 154 and gets to have those extra 7 pounds, that boy is going to be a problem, because he's going to feel that real power. He's going to have even more energy than before. And at 154, you start running into guys like Charlo or Castaño or maybe Danny Garcia again, which is unlikely. But he could take that fight as like a kind of just test the waters of 154, even though I don't think he would need it. I don't expect him to fight the champions at 154 right away, but if anyone has the right to, it would be an Errol Spence Jr. or a Terrence Crawford. So let me know in the comments if you guys think Jaron Ennis and Errol Spence would be a matchup that would get the attention of all the fans, but at the same time, obviously it's not the magnitude of a Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight, but maybe a stay busy fight and something for the fans, or is it too risky for Errol Spence? Let me know in the comments what you guys think and who would win that matchup, Errol Spence or Jaron Ennis. Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for the constant support, and I'll keep you guys updated on the news on the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight. We're all waiting on it. Hopefully it happens soon, but thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.